Hello, everyone, and welcome to one of our last micro lectures. I know you guys are going to be so sad. You guys don't have to do them anymore. Nah, I'm kidding. But we do have to cover two more concepts before we are done with micro lectures for the entire semester. And I stopped choking on my spit. Sorry. Anyways, all right, so this week we're going to go over Aristotle's three proofs. It's actually going to be a really short lecture for this week, so don't fret too much. I know you guys like watching these all the time anyway, but that's okay. And then last micro lecture that we're going to go over will be presented next week. So after that, that's going to be it. And then we're all done, guys. Then that's it. And then the only thing that we'll be doing, we'll either be doing like workshop days if you guys want, or we'll figure something out. Okay, so in any case, we're going to go ahead and get started with our lecture for this week. And as I said, it's going to be Aristotle's three proofs. So I'm going to share my screen. And yes, my mic is on. I have to check now because you guys know I make mistakes. Anyways, okay, so let's begin. All right, so Aristotle's three proofs. All right, so first, we always start out with those learning objectives, guys. That's never going to change. Those are always going to be the same. So you guys are going to be able to identify Aristotle's three proofs. You're going to be able to implement practices, not practoses, practices of ethos, logos, and pathos within your speeches. And we're going to go over all of those in greater detail. And then you're going to be able to demonstrate Aristotle's three proofs using visual or oral aids in your speeches. And I'm going to tell you guys what that is. So let's begin. All right, so first and foremost, what are Aristotle's three proofs, right? So Aristotle's three proofs are typically mentioned in persuasion. Typically, you'll use these three proofs to try to persuade someone, right? And the three proofs are ethos, logos, and pathos. And so you're probably asking, what is ethos, right? Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so ethos actually is defined in your book as the name used by Aristotle for what modern students of communication refer to as credibility, right? And so if we think back into our previous chapters, we actually went over credibility in great detail, if you guys remember. And so credibility is composed of two parts, as you guys should know, right? Competence and then character. And so just to briefly like recap on that for you guys. So competence, first and foremost, is defined in your book as how an audience regards a speaker's intelligence, expertise, knowledge of a subject, right? And their knowledge of that subject. And then next will be character. And so character is defined in your book as well as how the audience regards a speaker's sincerity, trustworthiness, and the concern for the well-being of the audience as a whole, right? Holistically. Did they do this with the audience's intention, right? So that's what that's saying. And this is what encapsulates like ethos, right? And so when we look at ethos and when we refer back to that previous lecture, right? So if you guys need a recap on that, make sure that you guys go back to the previous micro lecture that talks about credibility and how to establish those credibility factors. So in ethos, when we're thinking about ethos, particularly within your persuasive speech, we're thinking about how we can use this our sense of character, but also our competence, how much we know about that subject to be able to give enough of the like intelligence, expertise, knowledge, our own character within that to be able to establish a footing or establish a foundation within inside of our audience in giving our persuasive speech, right? And you guys are going to be able to do that by showing us that you have done your research, you've read the articles, you go back, you quote them, you cite them, you tell me everything about them, and then you establish that ground foundation, right? And that ground foundation is going to allow you to move forward throughout your persuasive speech and be able to give the evidence, to be able to give the proof and all of that stuff, which we're going to get into, so don't worry. But it's going to allow you to allow the other proofs to kind of come out and progress into how you're able to persuade an audience, okay? All right, so we're going to stop it there because I don't want these to be super long for everyone, but we're going to stop it here and then we're going to go over the next couple of slides. And then I think this one is just going to be a two-parter, guys. Yeah, so I think it's just going to be two parts for everyone. So let's let's stop it here, answer the discussion question at the end of the video, and then let's go ahead and move forward, okay? All right, so I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.